Here's what I don't get. 2 years ago, they break all offensive records, 35 points a game. Last year, 30 points a game. This year, they're changing things drastically, and people are talking about 25 points a game they'd be happy with. Why? Why change so drastically? Yeah, I know. They wanted to take some of the pressure off the offense and Peyton Manning because he is a 37, 38, 39-year-old quarterback. I get that. But this is a team now that does have a good running game, that does have a good defense.
Right.
You don't need to drastically change the offense. Put him in the pistol. That's the compromise. Put him in the pistol, take advantage of the running game, and let that defense do its thing. But don't strip the guy of his identity, pretty much. Don't make him do things that he did better when he was 24, and now that he's 39, he's having trouble with. It doesn't make sense. It didn't need to be changed so drastically.
Well, and here's the good news. If we're talking about Saturday night's game, the dress rehearsal, whatever we can take away from the preseason is that, look, if this offense isn't going to be scoring 30 points a game, they might not even be scoring 21 points a game. I think this is a defense that they'll be able to win low-scoring games.
Agreed.
And they now have a defense that will probably be able to win them some games because of the type of pass rush that they are able to generate. We've seen them creating turnovers. We saw them get a safety the other night. I mean, these were things that, while they had some of the players in the recent years, they weren't making those kind of game-defining, game-changing type of plays. The pass rush had disappeared by late last year. I think the playoff game against Indianapolis, it was shocking how little pressure they were getting. So that's the good news, I think, that I would take away from this preseason is that those things seem to be clicking really quickly, and that they might need the defense to help win them one of those games in early September here against Baltimore at Kansas City.
Elway and Kubiak are pretty smart people. If it's not working, they're going to change it. Yes?
Well, but do you want to wait 3 or 4 games?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Change it now.
You better change it in the next 11 days.
Yeah.
I think there is a hidden madness, if you want to call it that, is that with the huddle and with the running of the football, the purpose designed by Kubiak and Elway in conjunction was we don't want the defense on the field all the time. Yeah. That in the past, and you know when you were here, and the games you've covered and you've seen it, is that they're letting the other team have 12 to 14 opportunities a game to score. Yeah. Well, they're trying to cut that back to 8 or 9 opportunities by holding on to the ball. Well, that works if you're holding on to the ball.
And eventually
scoring at the end of those drives.
Yeah, because you do have that defense, but you want it to be an even better defense, but because it's going to be better rested than what they've had in the past. And if you're playing a high-speed, high-octane, aggressive defense, guys are going to get tired quicker than they have in the past. And maybe that was Jack Del Rio's, someday we'll all sit down with these people, but maybe Jack Del Rio wasn't as aggressive as he wanted to be because he knew that they were going to get so many opportunities. Wear out. DeMarcus Ware got worn out, no pun intended there, last year.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to watch how they use DeMarcus and try to keep him fresh, because he was a lot better earlier in last season than he was late in the year, and I think that's where a guy like Shane Ray, who got his first Bronco sack last week, the other night, questionable sack dance afterwards.
It wasn't questionable. It was just bad.
Definitely still in preseason form, and I think he knows that too. But it's not just Peyton you got to keep fresh now. It's DeMarcus Ware you got to keep fresh. And